Welcome back to the Breakfast Show, and thank you very much for your viewing loyalship. Well, as promised earlier on, I did say to you that we will be having some guests to give us some update on what's been happening in the Caribbean community with the airfares. So in the studio, I have with me Mr. Sylbourne.
Sydial,
yes,
the first man from Ochi,
yes.
Jamaica. Or them say yard, you know.
Yeah.
And Malik is, yeah. Well, listen, for years, what we have recognized is that people have been complaining about the high plane fares to Jamaica, and they complain. And they complain.
Yes.
And after they complain, they complain.
And then they talk.
And then they start to talk.
Yeah.
And they found Facebook and they talk about it. And they talk and they talk. To the point whereby it got me a bit annoyed because you see all these different talking, which is good. We need to talk. Very important.
Yeah.
So we put a gauntlet down to say, okay, let's stop the talking and see if we can actually come together and discuss this whole airfare issue. Now, why it is a big problem was because for years we have been talking about the APD, which is the Airport Passenger Duty Tax. And I say that very quickly to ensure that there's no confusion between the Airport Passenger Duty Tax and what we're doing. The APD deals with the tax which goes on airfares to the Caribbean or anywhere in the world. Jamaica is in Band C and USA is in Band D. And right now there's this problem whereby why USA is in Band B, where it is almost the same as going to Jamaica, which is in Band C. So it's a little bit of unfairness. So there's a campaign which has been going on for that time. But then we start to look at it deeper. Hang on a second. Really, if the prices are £83, £67 for the airfares, that is the APD tax. But really and truly, the prices have jumped from £600, £700 to £1,000, £1,200, £1,500. So when you work it out, you say, hang on a second, the tax is not what making it. There must be something else. So we start to say, hang on a second, let us actually address it directly from the airlines, which is British Airways and Virgin. Years ago, we had Air Jamaica. Then when Air Jamaica went away, Virgin bought the slot, and there was a deal that Virgin would run it from Heathrow, then give it away or sell it away, and it's now with at Gatwick. Now you've got two airlines going to Jamaica, British Airways and Virgin. Both of them are going to Kingston and Montego Bay alternatively. At some point, one started to go to Montego Bay, and another started to go to Kingston. So started to look and say, what's going on? So Virgin is now going to Montego Bay, British Airways is going to Kingston. Then somebody whispered in my ears and said, I think Willie Walsh and Richard Branson had a golf tournament between themselves, and they said, let us control this. Marky, this is just a whisper in my ears.
I understand.
These are the facts. Please don't bother sue me now and stuff like that. So we're of the view now that something is happening. So we decided, so listen, let's take on the airlines. And since we take on the airlines now, we did a lobby. We have a petition now on 16,000 pounds, 15,000 to 16,000. And we're taking the roadshow on to help the community galvanize more. Malik is a project director of the campaign, and you know, so with a team now, we are really going further.
Okay. Yes. So Malik, how has it been? How has you know, the Caribbean community? I mean, you know, how are they taking this now? Are they supporting it?
The thing is, Lovena, we have had tremendous support. You know, and thank you so much for this platform to share the updates on the campaign. And we want to also thank everyone who has signed the petition, and those who have sent in words of encouragement, donations, etc. Right, it's a very important campaign. Because since September 2013, we have been able to galvanize the support, not just of Jamaicans in the UK or Jamaicans in the diaspora, but well-wishers, supporters globally, and equally as important, persons who believe in fairness.
Of course.
Because this principle here of traveling to Jamaica and the exorbitant airfares that we are subjected to directly, what we're saying is that there needs to be a conversation about this.
Of course.
Right? For too long, there has been this inequitable distribution of airfares. Right? You look at Easter, you look at Christmas, and what you find is that the fares jump up.
Of course. Yes.
And all we're saying here is that there needs to be a conversation about this. For many years, as Sylbourne alluded to, for many years, the Jamaican community in particular has aired the concerns. We have spoken about this privately, but there's never been, and this is very historic, such an organized and strategic approach to deal with this issue.
I know.
And that's the essence of the campaign. It's really about justice and about fairness, and this is why I'm stressing that it's not simply a Jamaican issue.
Yes.
It's an issue that concerns all persons who believe in fairness.
Yes, yes.
And this is why on change.org, for example, we have the support, the global support of persons who simply want to challenge this injustice. And this is why when persons want more information via info@ffbj.org,
they can
find out more about the campaign itself and why we're doing what we do. And equally as important, this Saturday, all roads leads to the Malcolm X Center. 141 City Road in Bristol.
All right.
Yes. Right here in the UK.
So people can come out and sign the petition in Bristol. Because, you know, I've started like a one-woman journey on this thing, you know. Sylbourne can tell you about it for a good while. But as, you know, what he was saying, that people were just talking. And as I said, it's good to talk. Now, let's talk about connecting flights. Because, you know, some people are saying, all right, why don't we take the easy road by going connecting flight, because it's cheaper. But going connecting sometimes is suffering as well. But what do you think?
Well, what we're actually saying to persons, for argument's sake, if someone is going to travel from Bristol or Manchester or Birmingham and want to go to Jamaica via British Airways or Virgin, what do? They get up very early, or they may come the night before to travel to London. They stay overnight by some families, or they stay in some hotels, and they travel to Virgin and BA to Jamaica. So in real terms, people have been doing this connecting thing already.
I know.
Now, since the price factor has become a big deal, and when we look on the change.org website and see the many comments, people are already boycotting Virgin and BA already. People are actually saying, I've decided that I will not go with Virgin and BA because of those prices. I'm going via Brussels. People are going via Germany. People are going via America. People are actually talking with their feet and with their money. What we say to person is that this is not having a goal at Virgin and BA. It is about consumer power. It is about saying to people that it is the money in your pocket that you can use and spend it as how you see fit. So therefore, people have to be educated how they travel. If you're going to travel, like I met a lady, she's traveling in December. She said £1,300 for the flight in December 2014. I said to her, once you think in your mind that you're going to go to Jamaica that time, start to look at different routes. Don't focus on the British Airways. And the issue now with the travel agents as well, we believe travel agents are not giving persons alternatives. They are giving them Virgin and BA.
Of course.
Because if you say to them, there are many ways that you can travel. So this is what we are now doing. We have a person who is now, we call the czar of the alternative routes, who is actually formulating a list. We met with Virgin and BA. We met with Virgin and BA recently. Virgin Atlantic, and they were asking us what are the alternative routes. We said people go on different routes, you know what I mean? We didn't tell them what we're doing, but we're amassing to show people that you don't have to fall in line with the normal status quo. You can change the status quo, change how you think, change how you operate. And the essence of the campaign is also to empower people to think differently, because what we say as well is that this campaign is bigger than FFBJ. This campaign is bigger than British Airways and Virgin and the lobby. Because we've got bigger fishes to fry eventually after. But what we have seen is the coming together of the community around a single issue. I want to make it bigger than Tess and Chin.
Okay. I noticed that you mentioned boycott. No, you know, our people, I don't think our people is very strong when it comes to that point, you know. Because the first thing they are going to say, no, we can't do it. You understand me? But what do you think? Are we going to get there?
Well, the thing is this, you know, Lovena, and for the listeners, we are saying that there needs to be an intelligent approach and a strategic approach to this whole situation. It is very easy to become emotive and threaten boycotts, etc. We are not promoting that. All we're saying is that it is unfair that you have such a guaranteed market of persons traveling to Jamaica. Jamaica is good for business. Therefore, the only reason why the airlines go to Jamaica is because it is profitable. So we're saying we need to have this conversation now. We don't want to get caught up in the stereotypical, emotive and passionate advance and warrior call for boycotting, etc. Because the bottom line is this: if you intend to travel to Jamaica, unless you intend to get a magic carpet and float there or take a ship. You will have to fly.
You have to fly.
Resurrect the Windrush.
Indeed.
You have to fly.
Right? And the reality is this. For me, I prefer traveling direct.
Yes. It's true.
Right? And the principle here is that why should I have to be inconvenienced in looking at alternative routes when we can have a conversation with the airlines?
True.
It's the principle here.
Yes.
And history has shown us that it only takes a few good people who are prepared to put their heads above the parapet and do this, not just to travel to Jamaica, but we're looking here at generations unborn.
Yes.
Our ancestors prayed for this day.
Yeah.
Our children who are yet unborn are relying on us to do something about it. And historically, whenever persons take a stand, you may not benefit in your lifetime, but you need to start the process.
Yes.
And so in essence, this is really a human value, not just a Jamaican value or persons traveling to Jamaica. It is much bigger than that.
Yes.
And this is the essence of the campaign at this stage.
So do you have business people behind you, or, I mean, Caribbean business people behind you helping to back this campaign? Or?
That's a good one.
Let us put it this way. To date, we have spent £22,340.15
Jesus.
of our own money.
Yeah.
Right? And from a few supporters who, because we're a lobbying group, persons understand they may not want to necessarily come up front, but they do support what we're doing. But the reason I'm saying this figure, Lovena, is that oftentimes we believe that freedom is free.
Yes.
Right? And when persons are asked to support certain charitable organizations, no one asks where the money is going.
Yes.
Right? We are proving, by virtue of the fact that we met with Virgin recently, that this is a strategic and effective campaign. And as we receive the donations from persons, right, we will naturally give an account of not just the money, but every penny spent. Because we're not in here to get rich. You don't take a stand to make money.
No. Yes.
Or
it doesn't make money.
Or put it this way, somebody could be putting something under the door to say, Sylbourne, can you cool it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have had people saying to us sometimes, oh, don't say that.
It's embarrassing.
Don't say that because, and I said, listen, no, I don't. That is why FFBJ is an independent voice. Speak up on issues that affect Jamaican. So therefore, in answering to your question, we have no big organizations or business that put their head above the block that they're supporting, but individuals one-on-one may be doing that behind the scenes. But what we say is that we've got the mass of the people. We've got the attention of the people. And as Barack Obama said, £5 make a big difference. If everyone give over 11,000 persons is on the change.org website that signed it. That is 11,000 on the online. If each person give £1, can you imagine if a person give £5? And the website to go to is www.ffbj.org, www.ffbj.org. Look for donation and give a donation to because we will all benefit at the end of the day.
And I wanted to let people know that you're not only fighting for Jamaica as a Caribbean. There are other Caribbean countries that it affects as well.
Indeed. If I may
please.
What we find is that there has been some confusion and concern about the fact that saying airfares to Jamaica. The thing is this, Lovena. When Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison to talk about the impact of the injustice in South Africa, we are sitting here today benefiting from the stance that he took by being focused. We are nothing like Nelson Mandela. The situation is nothing like that. The principle, however, is that you have to stay focused and take care of what you can take care of first. Set the precedent. Others can learn from it. History shows us when Gandhi was dealing with India and Indian independence, he had to focus on that. Martin Luther King got inspired by that. And the Bolshevik Revolution, the Russian Revolution, Haitian Revolution, what we have seen worldwide, in China, in Japan, when you focus on a small microcosmic concept, it has ramifications and bigger effects. And so we really want persons to understand that this is not about Jamaicans becoming arrogant and being typically leaders. Not at all. All we're saying is this. The concern came from Jamaicans about flights going to Jamaica. Why on earth then should we not focus on that? Get that precedent sorted out. Then others can use the model wherever you are. And we invite all Caribbean countries and people of goodwill worldwide support the principle.
And to add to that, Facilitators for Better Jamaica is a think tank lobby group whereby the mandate is to speak up for Jamaicans. So we could not go out there saying we're speaking for the Caribbean in principle. But at the same time, on our change.org website, we do say Jamaica and the Caribbean, because by default, Jamaica is a part of the Caribbean.
Yes.
And as Malik rightly said, when you set a precedent, others can follow. What we're doing, we're setting a best practice.
Yes.
What we're setting is a template for others to follow. And therefore, and anyone from the Caribbean who, we say to them, when we go to a consultative meeting, we always have a Jamaican flag. I take my Jamaican flag and put it there. And I always say, bring your other flags as well and put it there as well. So it is not about Jamaica only. It is Jamaica and the Caribbean. But we have to zero in. Focus, be resolute, be resolved in what we're doing, because if we dare start to say all the Caribbean, and then what's going to happen, Antigua, and everybody's going to say, oh, we need to sit down, we need to organize that. Virgin and BA will laugh and say, oh, now they're in a state of confusion. Look at CARICOM, they won't get it together yet. So what we're trying to do is do it one step at a time. And as we do one step at a time, we'll achieve the end result by setting a precedent.
I'm glad you're clear.
If I might just add on to that briefly, Lovena, Jamaica relies on tourism, right? Most tourists don't just come from Black or Caribbean countries, right? So it's not even a racial issue here either, right? It's simply about a principle, you know, that
because
everyone can
they are
benefit
complaining
from.
as well. I mean, they are complaining about it, because I traveled to Jamaica December gone, and I had to really fight not to pay the 1,000 something. You know, I end up paying 800 and something, which I still cry, because to pay 800 and something is a lot, enough that.
And it reduces the amount that you can give to Jamaica.
Plus I had to suffer as well, because I have to sleep in New York, JFK, for 8 hours. I was there sitting on the floor.
Sure, you met some nice people at the same time.
Yes, man, I meet some nice people. We sit down and talk all night. But, you know, it's I mean, as Malik was saying, straight flight is best, you know.
Indeed. So and plus the two baggage allowances as well.
And it's just one little bag. One bag. By the time you put 2 jeans pants in there, it's gone over the, you know. You have to carry one thing to your people, because you know how few people stay.
Indeed. And as Malik just flagged up the issue about the baggage, because the objective for the campaign is reduce the prices to around £500 and to increase the baggage allowance from 1 to 2. Okay. Because
free.
You wanted 3?
Free. No, free.
Okay, right. I thought you wanted 3 bags. I was like, let's go for 3 bags. Yes, 2 bags free. Because when they started to reduce it to 1, there was an argument which was put by the airline companies that it is too heavy.
Yes.
And we're going to overload the plane, and the plane's going to stop. Now, all of a sudden,
however,
you can pay for 50 bags.
You can pay for 50 bags as long as you can pay for it. So therefore, it's a money-making scheme.
Well, guys, I just want to thank you very much for coming in and giving
thank you
this
and the listeners and the supporters.
Well, you know, Ben is here for you guys. You know, as long as the Caribbean community can, you know, support us here, because we need your support as well.
Definitely.
So we thank you very much for coming in, and remind our viewers where you are this weekend and where they can go and sign the petition.
This weekend, FFBJ will be at the Malcolm X Center, 141. Yes, viewers, are you with me now? Right. We'll be at this weekend. The FFBJ will be leading the campaign and taking it to Bristol. That's 141 City Road in Bristol, right here in the United Kingdom. And do support us by making your donations, your emails, your texts, etc. via www.ffbj.org. And thank you so much.
And they can sign the petition.
Absolutely.
And if you want to sign the petition, also go to www.ffbj.org. Or if you go on to www.change.org and just look for lobby against Virgin and BA, we'll be the first one that pops up there as well. And Twitter, Action for Fair Fares. Action #4 for Fair Fares. We're on Facebook. Listen, we're on everything.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere. Just type Google.
That's right.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Right. Just want to say to our viewers, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you go out and support this cause, because we really need it to, continue to back us. So stay where you are as the BBA show continues.